Doing it
Here
this
we
way
do.
again.
Guys.
I can't figure out what the secret is that makes it where we have to do it this way. Do you? I mean, I said it a certain way, and then I when I go live, I do it a certain way. I wonder what happens to it, but that's okay. It's just I think people when they watch it, it's harder for them to watch it like this if it's on a TV.
I don't think it is harder for them to watch
Well,
it.
some people watch it on
the
a TV. Yeah.
I mean, because like when I watch like a
Hey,
panel, I watch
Moxie.
it like this.
I had when a dog named Trigger gets excited. Oh, we're that again. I missed it.
Okay.
Hey, Arlene. The Roy Rogers show. At first, you know, Roy was half Irish, as in Ireland. Why do I ask? No, that's good. Yes, y'all, you finally caught us, Arlene. I haven't seen you in a good long while.
Arlene.
I'm not going to stress about it because there's nothing we can do about it. Once it's locked into place like that, you have to just roll with it.
And it's like ACD instead of
Yeah, isn't that
AC/DC.
weird? Hey, Janine. But it's like, it's okay, right? They're like, yeah,
good.
we're all fine with it. Y'all are the ones that, or me, I freak out about it. But
The thing is if it's only going to be one of us in there at a time, you move this way so it's your face.
no. We're both need to be there. I wish I could figure out what,
Hey, let it go.
what the secret was to it, right?
ACDC, that's right.
Hold on one second.
Southern T, ACDC, that's right.
Hold on one second. Okay, short discussion about a food delivery person.
Food delivery.
We don't. It's not our food, but I think people across the street always they come here first, and I was making sure we didn't have to send them the right direction. So
We have, I was discussing it at work today. You guys know the movie The Burbs, where they have the crazy street. Our street is kind of like that.
yes, Southern ACDC.
Um,
Did you see that already?
and I have to admit that I'm the crazy veteran that chases people off my lawn because
They
I'm
come for our
protecting my chickens.
Hey, let it go. I didn't see. So, but you know what? Really, the interesting dynamic really works because nobody's really worried about anybody else's like weirdness. Like we told you, the neighbor has some sort of underlying just thing where I haven't heard him with the outburst in a while. He might be doing better, but all of us kind of know we just accept it, keep an ear out. If it gets to, then that nobody really messes with each other.
No. The only time people get messed with is when their dogs come on our property, really.
Hey, little Bitsy. Yeah, we are a little bit psychotic about our chickens, but mainly the two Silkies because they're just, we have to be extra careful with them because they're not very smart.
They're not.
We're not even sure they can see, and they are so sweet. So
And the thing is, hey, Moxie. And the thing is what we've decided is that when we
Little
get a
Bitsy.
chance, we're going to make a separate little run, an enclosure for the Silkies.
Yeah.
Because, which means we might get a couple.
country life is the best. It absolutely is. They are so sweet. That's what I'm saying. Like that was why when the pug took the black Silky, I freaked out so bad because it's like you don't go for you couldn't catch any of the other ones, you know what I mean? But you went for the one that, and I know that dog doesn't think like a person, but to me, I was like, damn.
It wasn't bloodthirsty like
No.
like the
He could
husky.
just- he wanted to
the
play-
husky was would track it down to eat it. This one was just gonna. It's kind of like when our cat catches a bird. Catches a little bird or a little lizard or something. They just play with it till it's dead.
Yeah. But we're doing better about understanding that animals are animals and we can't apply, like when Ellie gets a little bird or whatever, we can't apply human logic to it and be like, how could she do that to some, because they're animals.
Because she's an animal.
Unless you're a pug and you take my Silky, then it's
Then
different.
it's on like Donkey Kong then.
Hey, Black Dragonfly.
Black Dragonfly.
How's everyone's day been today? You found on the free table, the donation table at work, Sean found a monster.
Ultra Paradise flavor monster. It's not
Is it good?
It's not as potent.
Is it good?
It tastes good, but it's sugar free.
Sugar.
And but I'm struggling. But it might be that I haven't worked in 4 days. It's the first day I went back to work, and
yeah.
so my
I'm
feet
gonna
hurt.
let you. It'll be a dream come true for you. I have to go get the glasses. Can you put it on live chat?
Ooh, she's gonna go get her glasses.
I'm going to get them. We've got cats everywhere.
You're welcome, Illuminati. You know, who was talking about the Illuminati? It was Letitia. She was talking about the Illuminati, I guess. And when she was with her attorney, the attorney, they gave her enough. They raised enough money for her to get an attorney, and so she was meeting with one, and he was like following along what she was doing. And then when she brought up the Illuminati, he told her that he told her that not to talk about that. So you're not. I mean, I appreciate the Illuminati. I do. I'm not going to cross them.
There we go.
But
are they a real
some of the
thing?
legal people? Yeah.
No, like they're.
He's in our chat.
No, but I mean, are they a proven real thing, or is it like a like are they like the Masons, where when people don't know what their true motive is the Illuminati actually a thing, or is it an urban legend of a thing?
Illuminati is real.
But where is it?
Well, I mean, Bigfoot's part of it.
Oh Lord, there he goes.
She's got the glasses, y'all.
I couldn't see. So
look,
okay, so it is a
too.
thing.
Look, my hair.
I don't see how someone could have come up with it. Why won't it go to live chat, Sean?
You at the end of the day is like, you mean where are they?
No, look. Yeah, I can't get it in live chat. I can see live
I can do
chat
it right.
there,
You gotta do
right
it this
here.
way. You gotta go like this, and then you gotta go like that. Look.
Right. So there was talk that the Illuminati was what Epstein and stuff was a part of, right?
Illuminati is a group of elite people that that when the end days come,
I know
they will converge together, and they will be what's left of society.
Okay.
They're the if you're a member of the Illuminati, you bring to the group something that is considered essential to.
Well, they say the little spider that's on the dollar bill in the upper right-hand corner, there's like a little spider. They say that is supposedly connected to the Illuminati.
Something like that.
Is that
it's
true?
an eye. It's like an eye.
Yeah.
In the pyramid
I don't know.
thing there.
I'm not really into joining things. I'm already part of AA, and I don't have the time. And the Illuminati sounds like it takes a whole lot of weekend
There's
time.
the Illuminati, and then there's the AA anatomy.
I know. I mean, did you see? No, but I heard. I saw like a brief part like today, but then supposedly is it like it's.
Thank you, Janine. Janine said that was a great explanation.
Really?
I mean, I haven't been approached, so I still have to.
We're not that cool. We're just not that cool.
I mean, I can't even reproduce anymore. Lord knows we've been trying.
Yeah. And I'm like, keep telling him, well, maybe we should go to the doctor. And he goes, no, we just got to keep trying.
You gotta keep trying.
Try. But now it's good to know. So now I understand. Many believe the Catholics are involved. Yes. Well, here's the. Oh, that's right. I did hear that. Supposedly she's not allergic to pepper. She was allergic to you.
Still take a Benadryl
Even more of a reason.
And a Xanax and chill out. I mean, even the police thought that was like, they're like, yeah, right on.
But okay, so back to this, 'cause I'm intrigued. So a lot of people believe that the Masons are, some of them, not all of them, but some of them are a front for like Satanism.
Hey, Karen. Okay, here he goes. The Illuminati is here, so he's going to give the explanation
Our organization
himself.
is extremely high octane and not for everyone. See, I can't see it there.
I can't party with them.
Let's see. Hey, Karen, our organization, everyone, if you ever change Miss Curly, we will welcome you to our sleep cell. Okay.
If you ever change
All
what?
right. Like if I don't want to be a part of it, because I said I'm too busy with
Mr. Curly. If you ever change Mr. Curly, we will.
Yes, Southern Xanax. That's
I just
that's
haven't
the
been
answer.
approached. I just haven't been approached.
Well, maybe you're not hanging out in the right place.
Look, this is flipping around.
I'm telling you, it's
We're gonna
like
just do it like this. See,
as
look.
hard as we try to get it done right,
If we do that, let's see if it scrolls.
it'll scroll. Right? I think that our dog is eating the cat food once again, even though we've really, really been trying to make him eat only his food. It does appear.
There are women in the Illuminati.
I don't think there are.
No, I think there was. I think there is.
I watched the other half today, and she's so happy yet talks about her exes. And Clint has cheated also, but she wants him back. Everybody, anybody that didn't accept her crazy and all. You were eating the food. I heard you. Look at him. Here he is.
Soy Brown.
You did.
You guys want to see Soy Brown?
Tell them that you went into Scout's room and you just ate the dry. Oh, look. And you just ate the dry food. Tell him.
Hey, good boy.
Sawyer's birthday was yesterday. I apologize. We didn't tell you. I didn't know till today. But he is 3 years old today.
You good, Soy Brown?
And he is absolutely.
Does the cat have wet food back there?
No, it's dry food. But I think that's what makes him puke is the dry food, the cat food. I don't know. And the Illuminati, is the spider on the dollar bill, is that a sign of your...
I'm watching the playback. I sit there and watch the playback, and I watch how she looks at me.
I saw something that on Twitter. Can she still not work her own damn microphone? I saw something about there would be like minutes and minutes and minutes, but where was the stream? Because it was like I was trying to see where it was, and I couldn't find it. So I just assumed that.
Yeah, let it go sit in the triangle.
The triangle with the eye. Well, but the spider. Confirm it tonight. Spider on the top, but it is. There's a spider on a dollar bill.
I don't know about that.
You really don't know about that?
No.
Do you know about that?
It's the eye that's in the pyramid.
Yeah. But do you know about the spider in the corner? For real? Do you know? Not connected to anything. Okay.
No. I don't think the Illuminati is about a spider.
It may not be, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to get a dollar bill. I'm going to show you.
Here we go, guys.
I'm going to show you.
Let it go like, where's the spider? I want to know.
It's harder to wear these in, like, it's really just for, like, to see the reading thing because, like, I don't need it for walking. It makes me kind of...
At the end of the day, said there are women in the Illuminati.
Do you like have to get all dressed up to go? Because that's another deal breaker. If you have to get like... See
what's going on right now, guys? Is it's just a reason for her to dig in my wallet here. She's gonna...
Why do you fold all your cash? That's weird.
You don't fold your cash?
Not a wallet. Why don't you have it flat? I've always wondered that.
I don't know.
Okay. Let me make sure it's still there.
See, flip it over. Flip it over.
Wait a minute. No, I'm gonna find the spider first. It's a web with a spider in it. Sean, I think it's gone now.
See? Flip it over. Look.
I'll flip it over, but
there's the eye.
Yeah. How weird. Wait. There used to be right here.
Let's see.
It's gone. There used to right up here in this corner, there used to be a little spider in a web. It appears that it is now gone. How strange.
The Twin Towers are in it, apparently.
Where?
You got to fold it a certain way.
Oh, I do know about that, but I don't know how to do it. Okay. Why would you be blocked, Arlene? They might be talking about a different
No, they're
chat.
talking about somebody else.
Oh, okay.
If we can see her here.
There used to be a spider in it, and I'm not going to go... the changes to Mrs. Curley's microchip have been updated. Good.
Yes.
Please make sure I'm in there as his wife.
Hey, tell her that...
Because they keep trying to bring a rogue beast back to us, and I'm like, that's not her.
Make sure she wears her glasses in any and all Illuminati functions if she is
Yeah.
chosen.
At the end of the day, it says look it up. They'll show you. It's weird that it's gone though.
I've seen it where people fold things up and they show up. Anyway, this stream is not sponsored by Tractor Supply.
He got that hat before I did today. I was gonna wear it, and then I was gonna put a pink Longhorns hat on, and then I was like, look, let's just. My young dog got into cat food and had blood in her urine. Okay, see, I
thought it was the opposite. Like for our one of our cats likes to eat his wet dog food, and then he's got nasty.
I totally believe that's true. So I'm gonna have to start really putting Scout's food up. Scout has his own room that he goes into at night that he will not. Inventing Anna vibes. What is that? Who's Anna?
Inventing Anna vibes for sure. Yes, it can happen that fast. Tractor Supply, yay!
Yes, so that's a good. The vet told me cat food is too oily for dogs, not good for dogs.
Yeah, something about salty and oily.
Okay, that's why he was so like. Oh, I'm glad to know that now. Well, one more night of having
Anna
to deal with
vibes.
him.
Who has your glasses? Anna vibes. Anna who?
I never fold my cash. I like it flat. My dog is eating the cat food is a dangerous. Really? Okay. Inventing Anna is a show.
Oh.
I'll have to look that up. Moxie just do with her constant lies and 5 years ago, and she's changed and doing great women's. So let me think of 5 years ago what I was doing 5 years ago. We're in 2022.
So that would be 2017.
When did Tanner go into the Army?
I thought it was the end of 2018 he went into the Army.
Okay. Well, then I wasn't doing a whole lot.
2017 was Dr. Phil, I think, wasn't it? That'd be 5 years ago, about now.
I wasn't doing a whole lot except laughing at her stupid ass when I had free time. But I have to say, I am so happy with my life now and the life that we've created and us together. But I can't say that, 5 years ago, I don't know how someone says 5 years ago I was a horrible person and now I'm not. People, mistakes and things are one thing, but I would never classify myself as a bad person.
Well, the thing is I think everybody, if you go back 5 years, anybody can do that, and then see where they've grown within 5 years. I think it's a change that other people will see in a person, not really what they can self-proclaim.
See, and I guess that's a good point, because I got sober in 2016 in September, and I still don't say that I was a bad person then. That I didn't love myself.
You weren't a bad person, but you can say that you're a better version of yourself now.
Yeah, but I can't. I would never say, okay, today here sitting before you, I have reached the pinnacle of everything that I want to accomplish, because I don't think anybody can ever say that.
No,
nobody can say that.
I know that.
I'm happy with where we're at.
Right now, as I sit, I am a better version of Sean than I was 5 years ago.
Yeah, now I would agree with that for myself.
And it's something that I would self-assess, but it's not something that I would like vlog about or whatever, or try to, push it as a statement.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, the change that people see in you, like your coloring being better and complimenting you and that kind of thing, that's changes that they've seen in you. It's nothing he came up with. You know what I mean? It's nothing that you've got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. You've got to, when you decide to make a difference or whatever, you got to keep going with it and just really strive for it, right? Because the person that sits here before you today loves herself.
Oh my God.
Dumbass.
I'm gonna fucking puke.
Well, but the thing is, Tony Robbins, that was you listen to Tony Robbins.
Yeah, I started listening to Tony Robbins.
I didn't know who the hell he was, but Sean's like.
But I wasn't allowed to anymore.
So funny. Like I said, if I was ever to do a parody, it would be freaking hilarious. But I just don't want to. But yeah, self-love is important. But the thing is about self-love, a lot of people, like, self-love isn't just using an automated product. Like, self-love, it's like I love myself. I have broken 3 dildos because I love myself so much. I don't see that as...
No, it's not the same thing.
There's 2 different things.
This is what I believe
How do
about
you
loving
break a
yourself.
dildo?
You can't love anybody else. You can't give love unless you love yourself. You can't. It's like when I pondered being a therapist years ago. People say I'd be a good therapist, but the one thing that my therapist would always impress upon me in a therapist is that they can only be as effective as they are in their own lives.
That's very true.
You can't help somebody if you don't have it together.
You're exactly right. Hey, Jacqueline. No, you're exactly right about that. And I don't guess that I've never had a time when I
Thank you, TLA.
have thought of myself as you know what I mean? Like, I never didn't love myself. I don't protest how much I love myself. But
TLA says 100% looks healthier, more relaxed and happier. Definitely, I have found myself, my brain plays tricks on me and I get anxiety.
Yeah.
And it's about, I don't really need to be anxious, but I think it's, I didn't have really bad anxiety when I was in the military.
Yeah.
When I got out of the military, I started to have bouts of anxiety, and I didn't really have a mission. I didn't really have a goal, for where I was going to go. I mean, if you guys saw pictures of me pre-YouTube, with the long beard and, I fished a lot. I was a beach bum.
Yes,
but even with life being as good as it is right now, I have these, Mandi will tell you, I have these bouts of anxiety, but, I think it's just the body does that.
Yeah.
I mean, it does it, some people will look for problems when there is none. And I think when you are happy with the direction you're in, you'll sometimes get anxious, but then you realize that it's only anxiety, instead of, projecting it on something, and making something else a problem.
Yeah.
We see that a lot in here. People that have decent channels, they'll jump on, and I always say to Mandi that everybody has a cycle. You see the people that have their channels, everybody has a cycle, and you can kind of tell where they are in it. And some people get on here and project things. I mean, when some people drag other people, sometimes they're just merely projecting onto those people, because those people are saying something that really doesn't have anything to do with them.
Nothing, yeah.
But you see it a lot. What was that one girl that we were listening to last night that says we need food, we need cab fare?
Oh, I shared it with Karen. I'll let you. I'm gonna put him back on in a second, but I can't really see. Okay, so there's a Mrs. Portland.
I'm glad you're here, TLA.
Mrs. Portland is she's apparently, like, look at Scout, in the craft community. He's mad that thing's even there.
You guys know who Mrs. Portland is?
And then her husband is Mr. Portland. He doesn't make quite as many videos. And then there's Noodle Mash. I have no idea what Noodle Mash's real name is.
Noodle Mash.
Noodle Mash served Mrs. Portland with a cease and desist that they wrote themselves. So Mrs. Portland says that she's got to go 3 hours north to go to court, and she needs accommodations. She needs this, she needs that, she needs this. No, I mean, whether you take the cease and desist seriously or not, she said she's going to wipe her ass.
Yeah,
that's
at
fine.
the end of the day, says, I know of Mrs. P. I love watching Mrs. P. She got no teeth.
But she
got no teeth.
Apparently, she gets nasty sometimes.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Thank you. Hello, Myriad.
When this Noodle Mash, what another good name, served them with something, and Mrs. P actually filmed the police.
She did.
And it wasn't like she was, showing the police. It was like a video camera on their house.
And
so
she
you
started
could see
crying.
it from the side. And the police officer was just serving her something, a cease and desist. The cop wasn't mad with her or anything like that.
It was a welfare check.
Or a welfare check.
Like they do on here.
Then she lost her mind.
And it scared her. I think
and her husband.
Yeah.
But she was on there, beseeching the people to follow her, that she needs money. She needs like a bus ticket, and she needs, you know, a hotel room and she's going to need food. And she was just throwing it out there to the 30 people that watch it that she needed all this money.
Now I've caught up. So there's a new channel called something about banging. Well, that's about.
But hold on, this noodle mash.
So Karen says she just saw Noodle Mash today, but she's watched Mrs. Portland for a while. If you look, Mr. Portland is now he's maybe got 2 teeth, so he's got a little bit.
And he looks older than her.
Yeah.
And he gets on there. It's kind of like
takes care of her. Yep.
Kind of like Tomahawk Sean coming on and doing a vlog. But Mr. Portland comes on and is saying, Noodle Mash, if you will stop, we will stop. And then, you know, that goes on for 10 minutes. And then Noodle Mash does something. And then he comes on. Apparently, Noodle Mash will not stop.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's entertaining.
Yeah. It's. I've heard Randy mention Mrs. Portland before, but she was like, I don't really want to. She goes real life. I don't know if she goes real life or not.
Who, Mrs. Portland?
She takes her videos down, but apparently sometimes she says horrible things.
But I mean, real life is
real life is real life.
To find out, we have to talk to these victims and these.
I like it when she's filming, she's doing her little thing, Mrs. Portland. She's like, and you know what else? And she's looking like this. She goes,
F right off. No
you
teeth,
don't
like,
have any idea. And then she'll go, And then her husband will walk behind her and he'll be saying, yep, that's the way it's going to go. Yep.
That's it.
I'm like,
and speaking of that.
It's funny to hear her cuss. It is funny to hear her cuss.
Who was it that was playing those videos of Tam Tam about 10 years ago or whatever they were?
It was me.
But where were you getting? They were her actual videos, right?
There's another Spirit Finder 123 channel that has no picture in it. That's her old channel. And it's from 9 years ago. It's from quite a...
She actually had like color to her hair. But I'm telling you what, Tammy has gotten a lot older in 9 years and a lot crazier. She was still crazy then. But I tell you who sounded exactly the same. 9 years ago, William was in the background going, yup. Yup.
Hey, sweet girl, I saw you. I hope you're doing okay.
What happened?
No. It's all right. It's her. She's our buddy.
Oh.
It's good to see you, sweetie. The biggest thing with that whole like triangle of people is that you sometimes like you forget just how all interrelated that they are, but then you see a recommendation is someone else, another piece to the puzzle that comes up, and then you like, oh, and then you put together the other nemesis or what have you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it comes up recommended, and I don't know how it comes up recommended, but it does. And then you see like you put together even more and more of like whatever.
Yeah, but so I'm laying there. And then I hear Mrs. Portland. And the whole time when she's going, and Noodle Mash. And I was like, who is she talking about? So we had to go check out who Noodle Mash was.
Yeah. And then we found, but there's no real name. There's no real name attached to Noodle Mash. So I guess the cease and desist went, as Noodle Mash, because I would assume Mrs. Portland would have doxed the name if it had been there. So
TLA's asking how we like Georgia.
I love it.
Yeah.
I miss my family like crazy, but they're either a short plane ride or a drive away. But I like it here. Much less anxiety being here. Just kind of, because so much happened there was like the divorces and there was COVID and there was everything. And this was almost like the perfect way to kind of realign ourselves.
Yeah, I remember the first time, and I've told this before, when we pulled up, it was just time to get out. We were down living with mom and dad, and they were doing well. So we kind of moved. Mm-hmm. We were moving out. It's last 4th of July. And when we pulled up on it, the address has been doxed, so you guys can just, come pull up. And it's just a modular home, like literally like a triple wide, like 3 times as long, 3 times as deep. But from the front, it just looks very, very uneventful. And we were like, well, as long as we're here, let's go in and take a look at it. And we looked at it, and it's I mean, you guys have seen parts of it. It's
Myriad.
bigger.
Yeah.
And you know, the selling point for us was two things. It was the garden tub. It's a big old master bathroom, and I think the closets are nice. I think you like that. I mean, the 3 bedrooms back here, we hardly have to. Oh, thank you. At the end of the day, thank you.
Thank you. You guys are great together. Exude true love. No wonder the beast is so triggered. All I can also think of is she really doesn't want us, no matter what we talk about, to stream every day. That's not going to change. So anyway,
no, I mean,
it's not going to stop.
We're trying to do
we're
this.
Enjoying
every
it.
day. We're hustling at this. We're trying to do this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we finally, because the big thing is we see y'all support when you go in and have our backs. And I feel like sometimes, like before, we would do a couple streams and then we kind of would take a hiatus and y'all didn't, you know, and I just constantly want to reassure y'all that your support, moral support, nothing else, that's all beautiful too, but not that, but you always having our backs and holding us responsible. Some of you will say, you'll be the first to say y'all are going off the rails with the drama.
Myriad says, hi everyone, in bed chilling. Finally got my Marinol, so buzzed and chilling here. Yay, in the non-DC. We're going to talk about the DC. But when we pulled up here, you know, everything about my bride it's for her. I mean, I live in a tent with her. I'll live anywhere with her. When she looked at the tub and she looked at the bathroom and she said, I want this.
Yeah.
And I didn't know why. And I didn't know exactly why, because it's got a little bit of a yard in the front with no grass, the side yard where we ended up putting the chickens. And I think part of it was we wanted our own space again. Mm-hmm. But here's the deal. It's so much a blessing because so we ended up getting it, and we've been here. We're on our 2nd year. Our landlord is phenomenal too. With the way the housing market has gone and with the rent going through the roof, this dude, our landlord, is like, look, I got 2 people living here. It's easy on the pipes. You know, there's not 6 people living. It's a 4-bedroom place. And he's like, you pay the rent early. We pay it before the 1st and we keep it clean. He doesn't have to come fix anything. And so he's kind of given us a pretty good deal on this place.
He does.
Yeah. And we're very grateful for that.
You know, the only time we've ever had to call him to repair anything, you guys know, was the air condition. And he was here instantaneously and told his son when they, what did he say about you being a veteran? He was like, this is one of the country's.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I met his son. The first time that he came and fixed the AC, I really wasn't part of it. And he had to hire a contractor to come out to charge the AC. This time he came himself. This was about 6 or 7 weeks ago. It was still pretty hot, and he brought his son with him, and so
Karen.
He knew how. He went around in the back, and he had the little thing, how you charge, and how you have to balance everything. I don't know anything about it, but he learned it. Our landlord said this saves me a couple $100 every time because he's got probably 15 properties.
And he says the main problem a lot of times with the air conditioners is the freon. If it's
just
blowing, if it's whatever, and
but if he's got to hire a contractor, it's like $125 for him to even come out, and then another $150 to do a charge. So it's $300 or $400 for him. So he learned to do it himself.
Aww.
And anyway, he brought his son, and as they were doing everything, he introduced me to his son as this is one of America's finest or something like that.
Yeah.
Meaning my veteran status. And I've said it before, some places aren't as friendly to veterans, but Dawsonville, Georgia loves its veteran community. Yeah. It really does. And I'm grateful for that too.
Mom Ricky says, my hub sometimes watches you both over my shoulder. All he says
really?
is, Sean seems cool. They look happy. He looks trapped before. Then he goes back to watching his off-grid, his grid live channels.
That's a very, very good observation.
Look at that. Oh, I took some Benadryl because I have allergies in September in Georgia.
It's the mold. It's the mold.
It's the mold.
Everything's starting to, like the mornings here in the North Georgia mountains are very nice. Mid 50s, high 50s. But then by the time it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's back up into the 80s.
Oh, Moxie's taking care of Sasha, but she's in and back. She said if she doesn't notice That's what she's doing. I'm like that too. If I go into someone's chat, you know, I hit and run. I go in, sometimes drop a cliffhanger and then leave for some people, and then sometimes I stick around. And I always feel bad if I don't tell every single person hello that says hi to me, because I think that's really cool that people take the time. But it's funny because most of the time with some people I drop a comment and run. Not the beat. I don't go in there. I don't ever type in there. But like some of the like drop like I would if Miss Portland was live, I'd go in there and not anything mean, but I would just drop a thing and then be gone.
Yeah.
You know what I
Sometimes they
mean?
see it.
Yeah, sometimes they do. But I mean, like, something that's
Stitching
very
Girl is back.
is a little bit maybe controversial, like, you know, stirring the pot or whatever, and then I drop off and they're all spun up doing whatever. Boho, case in point. She got so pissed off and spun up. I don't know what channel hers is. I have no idea. But she apparently was going on and on and on. I said, the most beautiful part, I didn't even see it. So anyway, thank you.
TLA, right? Right? I've been going on and on. She's been wearing them for about a week. And
I have to go have my eyes touched.
I follow her around. She's like a doe and I'm like a buck in heat. I just follow her around like
You're in the rut.
I'm in the rut. Almost too, about another month or whatever.
And they all lose their mind. They go running in the road.
We go running into traffic. Jason.
I'm like, so okay, so that's like their clubbing season. The bucks come out and they're hitting the clubs and whatever. And then what do they do the rest of the season? I was like, go to the gym.
I mean, we only see the big boys.
What do the bucks? They go to the gym on the off season.
Like during the year, we see the little boys, the ones with the little nubs, the little spikes, or maybe a little V or something, like a 4-pointer. But in November, the big boy comes.
Yes.
And he comes around, and you said when you saw him, he had like 6 deer around him, right?
And I didn't even notice he had a rack. I didn't.
He had a beautiful rack, and he'd look at people and go, "Ladies, my eyes are down here."
I took a picture and sent it to him, and he was like, "Oh wow."
When I say, "Hey, Yoga Pants," when I say at 12 point, I'm gonna find the picture. He's huge. Mandi didn't understand, I don't think at first, how beautiful he was, and
okay, Trash Panda, y'all. Trash Panda did her first mythology people, and she's uploading the second one. If one of the mods wants to drop the link to the channel, I think you have to have a mod status to drop a link. I've been having Karen, bless her heart, I've been asking her all day long to help me because I couldn't figure out how to update our about section. But I figured if it was good for the goose, it was good for the gander. So our channel now has Dr. Phil hashtag and the sign of the beast hashtag. And so I figured, why the hell not? And my internet addicted wife, the link to that is also in there. So let's take hashtagging for views to the next level. No,
guys, I found it. Look,
it's not even like for.
Look at this guy.
That's the one I took, right?
Yep.
I think you need to yeah.
Look at the rack on that thing. Can you guys see it?
Thank you. Let it go. Yeah,
There's another picture.
And I didn't even notice that it was anything different. I was like,
oh my gosh. Okay, here's another one if we can. Look at his face. Look at that. Look at his black face.
But why is it like that?
Look at that. Look at the horns on him.
Is the face black from fighting?
No, it's just the way he is. And then
I think we've talked about this before, but
that's his. Just how big he is.
It was last November, right?
Yep. Look how big that dude is.
Like, for real though, where do they go in the off season?
Well, in order for him to get that big, he's got a good place. He's got a good food source and a good place to hide, because that's what people hunt for.
Yeah.
That's a trophy right there. Yeah, Yoga Pants. A fantastic deer. And Mandi took those pictures, and I literally told her, keep the dog in, because if he's that big, and he's got that big of a rack on him, and he's out here in the rut, he would tear this little Shih Tzu up.
Yeah.
He'd be pretty aggressive. There's been the smaller bucks that have been in our yard when Sawyer goes out and they stamp their feet, and they're like a quarter of the size of this guy. And this guy would have, I'm like, whatever you do, just keep Sawyer inside till he's gone. And we did.
Nice.
But just a beautiful, magnificent creature.
Will you grab that glasses case before the dog? He's decided he's going to chew on it. Illuminati says that we have to program Mrs. Curly to have project. Wait,
Moxie
we meant
says
to
I
progress
always snicker
Curly
at rack. Yeah, he's got a great rack. He
to
really
program
does.
but however, glitch in the system has caused it to be uploaded to Mr. Curly's chips. Results are interesting with deer. We'll have to further study. You're pretty witty.
I'm in, dude. I mean,
We're easily swayed.
I know.
Oh, so if you're on your menses, stay away from the deer and rut too. Yeah, I don't want to be a deer to be thinking I'm nice looking. But here's the thing too.
My menses.
Sean showed me a picture of, we only count one side of the horns. An 8-point would be our 4-point.
Oh, so you only count one side, or you're just saying you guys do that?
They're 2-point. We do have those.
I mean, I tried to count them all, and I figured on one side there was 7 or 8.
And are they the same number on each side?
Usually, sometimes there's another point, like when, but the other thing is... I hate
that word, menses.
But when I said there's about a 12-point buck at least, people thought I was exaggerating, but I showed them the pictures. And the guy that lives down in Riverwalk, when I showed him the picture, he's like the subdivision over. He said, "Oh, that's the blackface buck."
So he's
seen it before, yeah.
Yeah, and we always say as long as you stay in our yard, you're pretty much guaranteed to be safe.
Yeah.
But with that one, I'm like, you might not want to wander off too far. See you later, TLA. Hey, Christine. See you later. Thanks for stopping through. I'm glad
it's
to see you.
It's good to see you. Come by again. We're trying to stay out of the drama. We poke fun at people here and there. We watch the drama, so we might review it. But then we try to get off it afterwards.
No, I know. What I was gonna say. I keep because we both have a lot to say. But that thing, if a deer with a rack comes out of the woods when it's shedding its whatever, what is that called? When they're shedding
velvet. Have you ever seen that when they're when they're shedding? They look a mess. They look like
don't even show
gory.
Is it real blood?
Yeah, it's because they're shedding those horns are getting bigger, so the old skin they're popping through. I don't like if you have that one horn, the points will pop through and it'll create.
So it doesn't hurt them.
It doesn't hurt them at all, but it looks like it's killing them.
Last fall we had a full-on buck stamp his foot and snort at me when I tried to chase him away with my apple. Thank you, Trash Panda.
I mean, you've seen the size of that one. I've seen the little ones, like the little 4-pointers, the little 2-pointers, stamp at us, like when they're out at the food, that the little bowl.
Ooh.
This one I just wouldn't want to mess with.
Christine likes to collect them. Deer antler sheds. Love collecting antler sheds. Oh, goodness.
The pictures are gory. They call it sheeting velvet, is what they call it.
When Sean was sitting in the bathtub when he saw it one day, and he goes, "Look at this," and I looked. I go, "Oh my God, what's wrong with it?"
Well, if the people that follow me on Facebook, when I showed the little Dave about 5 posts ago, I showed the little spike, the little 2-pointer, the little 4-pointer, whatever, and I said, he's around, but the 12-pointer will chase him off. And somebody in the thread was like, "Do you have pictures?" And I said, "Yeah." So I showed the pictures I showed you guys. And the guy's a friend of mine. I know him. He comes into my work all the time. He does Casey. And he said he's already sheeted velvet. And I didn't know what that meant. So I looked it up. And I saw the pictures of it. And yeah, it's pretty nasty looking. So
I was looking at this U.S. Army Installation Management Command.
That's in Fort Hood.
Oh, yeah, it's a little far away.
Yeah.
So she says she likes the actual antlers that get shed. Hey, Suzanne.
I mean,
I had to run and show my husband that buck. He said, "Nice." You know what?
Yeah.
That's just it.
It's amazing.
I literally just went outside and I go, "Oh, there's a bunch over there." And I saw the girls and I was like, "Oh, he's got a horn. That must be a boy." And so I took out my phone and just snapped a couple of pictures. And I had no idea what I was taking a picture of. I had no clue. So I'm looking forward to see if he comes back out again this year.
Well, the neighbors have seen him. I mean, not here, but in the other neighborhoods. Down by the river. And there's bear down by the river too, apparently.
Mama Ricky's, he saves animals. Our cat made friends with a rabbit that befriends newborn calves. Goes down the road to play with the goats. Now he's friends with the wild rabbits. That is so cool. Mm-hmm. That is so cool.
In our yard, everybody knows they're kind of safe. Unless a dog comes into the yard and everybody runs. except for the silkies.
Booker says she lives with a taxidermist, so you two are interesting to him tonight.
Yeah. So what did he think of the pictures? I mean, that's a trophy buck right there.
It is, and it's not even a very clear picture. I would have taken the time to make a better picture if I had known what I was capturing.
But he was big, wasn't he? Like compared to the other, like the does.
He was, but at that time I hadn't. Now I would realize how much bigger and whatever. At the time, we hadn't been here very long.
It was
so
it was
a deer
November,
was a deer was a deer. Yeah.
That's that last picture where it shows his rear end. He's big big haunches in the back.
Now let me ask this. Hey, Stitching Girl, I didn't get the chance to say hey earlier. How many times in a day can a buck attempt to impregnate a doe? How many does? Like one? I mean, does anybody know? Like, are we talking like if there's 5 waiting, he'll get all 5? I'm just curious.
Hey, Christy.
Hey,
and I have heard, and you guys can chime in, that if he's got 6 or 7 of them around, he'll service them in like 24 to 36 hours, and then he'll move on and find another bunch.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Wow. And then they spend the off season in the gym, in the bars.
They're just working out, working on that rack.
It was
just wearing some clothes that don't show too much of the rack, you know.
Do they hibernate?
I don't hibernate. They know. No, they're out in the winter.
They're out in the winter.
If we have the food out this year, they'll be around.
I don't know, but lions like crazy for days. Yeah, I heard that. I've heard that before. I'm more afraid of moose than bears.
I would be too.
Moose Knuckle, where are you? Okay, so Moose Stumble, I did see this, went into the thing today, and it was like, oh, hi, Moose Knuckle, how are you? And then like dropped this horrible comment, whatever it was, and it was like, oh, you're not nice. So I don't know where Moose Knuckle is, but
Moose Knuckle, where's Trash Panda? There's the other troublemaker.
Moose are super.
They are
aggressive.
super aggressive, and really, it's the like.
As much as Stitching Girl's husband said, as much as he wants. All right, the buck gets it.
Yeah, I mean that's why you got to have. I wonder if
they save it up.
Well, that's the rut. I mean, it's like from what I understand, it's not like us. Like we have pheromones or whatever, or we have sex or get aroused anytime, any season. They have a rut, which is in the like it's in November and December, and then. They'll lose their mind. That's why you see these big bucks running out in traffic. You never see them. They're trying to get as much ass as they can. Here's
the thing. Okay, so supposedly female humans are born with all of their eggs they'll ever use for reproduction. Like sperm gets manufactured, but apparently we're born with all of our eggs.
That kind of makes sense, though.
So I guess when you go through menopause, then you don't have any more eggs. So I was thinking this in regards to, well, actually the doctor told me in regards to fertility treatments.
But you're not there yet.
No. But they
not
did.
There.
They did the like egg count because the blood test said that she's like yeah, it's fewer, but that makes sense because of your age. So, do you see what I'm saying?
I guess. I mean, and it's hard, like, a guy can't really relate, I guess, to the same, because they're like, as long as you have your testosterone level up and you continue to produce, because, you know, men lose testosterone as they get older.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're in my case and you were led to believe that it didn't, you know, I had low testosterone and then you meet the love of your life and they're like, no, you have no problems in that area. But a man can just keep forever and ever, you know.
So when we first met, because he had been so like told that he had
a salt block, I've heard that.
A libido problem. He apparently had gotten the testosterone and it was over the counter, right?
Yeah, it was just some cheap stuff, yeah.
And so
before we hooked up, because I was like, oh
after like pretty shortly thereafter, and no, there was no trouble because I could make sure of that. But there was no trouble anyway. He would get a really bad headache. And I didn't know that's what he had tried to take. And then finally he said, I know I was getting a headache. It was this. And I said, why did you take that? Why would you take it? He goes, because I didn't know. I had been told that I was like lousy.
I mean, the whole thing, but like the joke we always tell
like
about.
2 days later.
Yeah, it was like, she says, you don't need that. And a doctor will tell you, like when I would go to the doctor and we talk about like counts and stuff and how things are, they'll tell you don't ever take something like that until you absolutely need it, like in your 60s or 70s or whatever. Do not, because it's like anything else. If you take something, it's like a steroid. If you take steroids, your natural steroids, your body's natural ability, they'll stop.
And
It'll
they
stop
say
making it on your
they
own.
say like the fertility doctors, you can't take it, period, even over the counter for like 6 months or something like that.
It's kind of like what else? Like when I decided to when I had a problem with my thyroid, and it was an underacting thyroid. They said there's two things we can either try to get your thyroid to create what it needs, or you can go on Synthroid. But once you go on Synthroid and you're giving what your thyroid would create, you're taking it orally, you have to keep taking it because your body will stop producing even the little bit because you're taking it orally.
Oh, okay. Trash Panda's coyote gets their asses kicked by his asshole horse.
Really? I bet. Yeah. That's cool.
You don't want Moxie held her when we were talking testosterone. She was like covering her eyes or whatever.
That and menses. I mean, those two words.
But he did within a few days. I was like, you need to throw that in the garbage because you don't need that or whatever.
So I know that story that we always tell in along those lines. So we've been together like 3 months or something like that, and we just moved in when Mandi said that. I want you to. I don't want to initiate all the time. Blah blah blah. I said, hey, you need to initiate more, and I rolled over and I thought, oh my God, this girl's gonna kill me.
And it was like, actually, I think it was at the hotel when we were on our way to Georgia.
So we hadn't moved in together yet.
No, we had, but we were coming to Georgia for the first Thanksgiving.
Oh.
So a few months after that.
That was a rough time for you anyway, because that's when your divorce was
Yeah,
coming.
and I guess I was feeling some kind of way, and there was like no lack and nothing, but I was like, I don't want to have to always initiate. And he said, he rolled over and was like, this chick's going to kill me.
She's going to kill me. I was like, this one is like...
You're like, I can't possibly... You've unleashed the monster. It was funny.
But I got stronger.
Yeah, after, working, like, lifting heavy stuff all day, it's...
Okay, Miss Christie, thanks for coming in. She said, I got to go, guys.
Raccoons made my dog
take a little
sick.
cruise
She got
in the
the
Mustang.
virus they carry in the pee, and it took 6 months to get better. Really?
You got to tell us about the Mustang, Miss Christie, when you get back. We like Mustangs around here.
We are. Have you seen the new body style? I can't look at it.
The new Mustangs.
Your phone is so jacked up.
Yeah, don't do it there.
Don't do it. It looks like a Tesla, kind of.
Yeah.
Like a hatchback
it's
Tesla.
It's real boxy. You remember when in the mid 70s when they changed after they had the Mach ones, but then like in the mid to late 70s they went to kind of that Pinto look, kind of only for like a couple of years, and then they went to in the 80s they went to the Boss. It looks kind of like that.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like that.
I don't like it. Not at all. Hey Lisa, how are you?
Lovely Lisa, Warrior Queen.
Sorry, I know it's probably annoying chomping on ice, but my mouth was dry.
No, you wear those glasses, you can just do whatever you want. Girl.
Oh my gosh. Were we done talking about the right?
Yeah. But someone mentioned salt lick. You know those big salt things that they have at Tractor Supply?
Yeah.
You got to get those. But how do you what do you do? Put them, I've seen people put them on. You don't just put them on the ground. You got to kind of put them up.
What are they for?
The deer lick them. They
for
come
what?
out. I guess they like that kind of stuff. So.
It's good to know.
Yep.
When we put up our fence, those poor deer are going to be like, we can't get onto your property to eat the food. We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah. Or we just put the food on the other side of the fence for them.
Yeah. Everyone is very impressed with your deer whispering abilities.
You like that? I mean, I put it on our community page. If you haven't seen, go to our community page, and it's got, I've got this, there's one or two of them that
Moxie
are like right there. I mean, they don't run, they come up to me. It's like if I'm a little bit slow putting the food in the bowl, they come up to the bowl, and they're not scared of me. I haven't touched them yet, but if I reached out, I could reach out and try. That's how close. You see the picture on our community.
Oh, the reason you see deer on the roads, they're licking the salts off the roads. Okay, when they put salt down for the wintertime.
They
like
love the salt.
Um,
So Casey in today said, get salted
okay, Black
peanuts.
Dragonfly.
If you want them to come even closer to you, you put salted peanuts out, like
Right.
planters, and they
Can
love
they
that.
carry anything? Someone was saying that.
They slobber. Like, I mean, I know when they're eating the corn, maybe it's because they're salivating because they're eating. But like when I go to the bowl when they're done, it's like literally got like a half inch of slobber in there.
And have you noticed they're eating some of the bowl off of the bottom of the bowl?
Like they're chomping on the bowl itself.
Like after they're done,
they're like they're eating. They might not know.
Oh, that's what we primarily. Yeah. It's a corn.
It's corn. Like the right now, it's all deer corn that I'm feeding them. The bag before that had like some mashed acorns in with it, and some mashed cherries and some mashed apple.
Moxie, get yourself a new car if you want one. I love actually my car. I was going to tell you that today. I was like, I love that car. I wouldn't trade it
Kia?
in. Yeah.
See that little Kia?
We use Riverstones. We do have a couple of those. And Karen says they can tell you love animals. Men that love animals have big hearts.
I do love animals. The only thing that I kind of like, I don't hunt. When I got talking fishing with people, it's like, so you hunt? I said, I fish. Well, if you fish, you hunt. And I'm like, no, not necessarily. And I do sometimes when I will only catch, I used to not do this.
Oh, really, Stitchy?
My first couple years at the beach, I would just fill my cooler. And then I would just kind of give the fish away. Because when you catch stuff out of the ocean, it's better to eat it fresh. I mean, a lot of people will catch a bunch of fish and they'll freeze it for the winter. It doesn't taste as good. No. So I used to catch, if I was on the whiting or on the spot, I could catch 40 or 50 in a night. But then I realized that that's kind of, I'll start giving away the fish to people on the pier. I keep like maybe 10 fish, just enough to eat 2 or 3 meals without, freezing the fish.
That's cool. But not pinfish.
Not pinfish. Nothing likes a pinfish.
I didn't know what pinfish were until I started going, when he was doing the saltwater fishing. And pinfish are apparently, what are they like?
They're kind of like bluegill of the ocean.
He said they can't even cut it up and use it for bait. Nothing wants
So what happens with, especially in the summer, when the fishing window is short, like right now in September and October in the ocean, it's fire out there. I mean, you can almost fish all day. The temperatures are dropping, but in the summer it gets hot and the pinfish come out and they steal all your bait. Before anything can find your bait, the pinfish get your bait.
Stitching says put fish in a baggie with water. It helps. And Trash Panda catches red snapper and cooks it right on the beach. Well, how cool is that?
Yeah. Who does that? Who catches the
Trash
snapper?
Panda. Which your neighbor's garden.
I've caught some big drum. A lot of the drum, like if you catch a slotted drum,
wow,
they're good to eat. But I've caught the big 40-some inch drum, and I got to take a picture of them and let them go.
Of course, Karen did, and I say that to be funny.
What has she done, Karen?
She said she just bought a $200 piece of fresh tuna that she's going to can. Of course you are, Karen.
Yes, because you're Karen.
That's just what she was in there giving.
That's
hell
what
on
our Karen does. I thought you said that. I thought you were going to tell me that Karen was at the beach and went out and caught a 200-pound and I'd be like, yes, you did.
I have enough new cars and I don't want to buy this inflated. Yeah, they are inflated right now. You're right about that. I'm processing apples this weekend. Well, everyone's doing way more interesting. Trash Panda's cooking red snapper on the beach. Karen's canning. Making sure I didn't miss anything.
We have the deer though. We're doing good. Deer.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. But you guys both thing on hunting is like if you use the meat to eat or whatever.
I don't have anything against hunting.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
But I guess
when
some people
hunt,
some people will shoot something and then just take the rack off of it and leave the deer in the
Sawyer Brown chases deer.
Not as much as he used to.
He gets in trouble. He chases them into the woods and he can't find his way back. Yeah, I mean, as far as hunting goes, I've had, friends, especially when I was at Fort Riley, they auctioned off tags for the elk because they have a controlled herd that's in Fort Riley. And that's not really hunting, because it's inside an enclosed reservation. They want to control the herd, so they auction off, the tags. And then my friend George, he won a tag. So they basically call you up and say, come on out and we'll point to your elk.
Yes, Karen.
So you drive out there and they said, that's your elk right there. And then he shoots it. But the meat, he had like 600 pounds of elk meat, man.
Yeah.
You know, once it was dressed out, and I had all the elk that I could possibly want. It was so good.
That's cool.
So good.
They were talking about that. That's evil just to kill for the horns. That's what I've heard some people do, but I've never seen that. But I've heard of it. Oh, that's what it was. Stitching says, never heard of the dog chasing deer. I can control my dog anyways. She asked for permission to chase. Sawyer don't listen to anything.
Yeah, Sawyer
doesn't.
He's a Shih Tzu.
And he's gotten worse since he's gotten older.
Yeah, he's
if he's feeling some kind of way, he'll go all the way to the edge of our property, and then I'll be like, okay, come on, because we really do take him everywhere with us. He's got a stroller, and I'll say, no, okay, come, and he'll go, and then he'll lay down, and I gotta hike all the way, which is not that far, but sometimes I'm in, flip flops or whatever, and we're just gonna jump in the car, and he just lays down over there, so that I have to come all the way over there to get him.
Yeah,
and he didn't used to be like that. Now he's like.
He's become more and at first, the first couple of years with Sawyer, we were like, we have a great Shih Tzu. He's not stubborn and bullheaded. He is now.
He still doesn't snap, and he's not.
He's right there. He's right down there sleeping, looking up at us.
And I guarantee you, in a few minutes, like he always does, he's gonna pop up and be like, y'all know, we all of a sudden.
Sawyer, bro.
Also,
come here.
He said birdseed would be better than deer corn. Deer corn has something to their stomach that is not natural. That's good to know.
They eat it.
Sasha has to hear commands before chasing. Can you imagine? She literally drools. Can you imagine if we were like, Sawyer, if we even put a harness on this dog, he goes, and he just sits there like, and you would literally,
kidding, right?
Yeah, you would literally have to drag him. He's like, I'm not gonna be tethered. So it's like. But it was like, he must be a redhead. Us redhead peeps don't listen. He does have a little bit of a rust color.
Come here.
You're going to go to...
See, look, I'm saying come here. He just kind of looked at me.
Dragonfly is going to go to Africa next May.
I'm jealous.
And will not be hunting.
Come here. Come here.
He's like, no, Dad, I'm asleep. Look at him. He's so tired.
He's a tired Papa Power right
He's so tired. He's like still asleep. He's like, I didn't even wake up. He's a good boy. But he doesn't snap. He's not food aggressive. So if we have to stop the other cats from eating his food. Sean needs to grow lettuce for the chickens. That's not a bad idea. We have never given them. Do they like lettuce?
I've tried. I've thrown some lettuce out there. They didn't particularly like it. They love tomatoes. The little cherry tomatoes are their favorite.
I'm gonna post a video later of. It's pretty cute. All the chickens are out, foraging or whatever. It was before dark. And then I go and I show you that Tiny is on his roost, in his coop, already asleep. And it's like that. He goes to bed early every day. There's some water.
For him?
No, he's good. Yeah.
I'm like, for him? She's like, no.
Yeah. Can you put him back down?
Look at him.
We barely fit with just
okay,
he and I.
Let me put him on the couch.
You gonna put him on the couch?
Yeah, he's a Papa Bow right here.
He's like, why did he wake me up? Oh, he's gonna be raising hell for us to be done.
You on that night?
They do love cherry tomatoes. The chickens love the cherry tomatoes. I make them take it whole because one will bite into it and then drop it, and the other ones come and get it. Sean cuts it up for them. I don't cut it up because I like to watch them kind of the way they interact with each other. One will drop it and another one grabs it, and I like it. Here you go. But he cuts it up, and he cuts it up like twice a day.
I do it in the morning. It's like my morning ritual.
They're not
I got to
cheap.
be to work at 9, and I get up about 7. And
do you really get up that early?
Well, that's when the alarm goes off.
But I mean, do you get up roughly after that?
I usually get up. I mean, I
don't hear it.
I kind of stomp around. It's about 7:30 before I'm really up. But I take a quick shower, and then I throw something in the microwave. But then one of the things is get their food ready. So it's couple bowls of cherry tomatoes, and then crumble and scratch grain. I checked their pellets on the inside, their protein pellets, because we figured out if you just trough the food and leave it out there, it gets moldy quick. You gotta, we kind of give our, it might change in the winter, but when we were leaving huge amounts of foods out there, it was getting, after a couple days, it gets moldy. So I do it every morning, and then she gives them stuff in the afternoon, and then when I get home from work, I give them another bunch.
They're pretty spoiled.
They are.
Someone was talking, bugs. That's why we talked about those Juro spiders. I put a bug vacuum on our Amazon wish list.
Yes.
Because we'll just suck them all up into that little tube. And it's not like we couldn't get it, but they don't sell it in the stores.
So black dragonfly is like for them to bathe in. So what happens is when we get done with like the plants, we dump all the topsoil in a pile. And then so it's about, a couple, 2-3 inches off the ground from the rest of because it's mostly red clay. And so as it dries in the sun, they roll around in the topsoil. And they take their bath, they take their little dust bath there. Now there's a little additive that I bought because they're bougie and I buy anything.
Trash Panda.
So it's kind of like a real fine, like dusty, like it looks almost like sand, but it's really fine. And you put it in with the topsoil, and it's like dust. And then they flop around in that.
Trash Panda bedazzled her medicine bottles. Well, that's pretty cool. How cool is that? They need their sand. It cuts through any mites in their skin. Okay, so we do have that.
Yeah.
We tried to put it on a little flat tray, but I think now probably it's best to just put it on top of the topsoil.
That's what I did. That's what I did today.
Get on the tray. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a little area almost like a little sandbox for them, but they didn't like that. They like I said, they do the topsoil, but they'll also go like on the base of the conifers, like the pines we have, the little ones in the yard. Under the pine trees they like that too. They like that topsoil, that dirt.
Have they been there in a while?
They haven't been, but that one that right out front, they would dust bath there too.
Okay.
But yep, so the older ones do it. Really, there's I've seen the biggest one do it, and I've only seen the Brahmas do it a little bit, but the big one does it a lot.
Okay.
Silkies don't. I haven't noticed.
The Silkies don't know what planet they're on, so
no, they don't.
You know what I mean?
Fire ash is good. Yeah, I might. Yeah, so hold on, I'll get it. I'm gonna show it to you.
I would love to see a bedazzled medicine bottle, to be totally honest. That sounds kind of cool. Trisha Paytas has everything like bedazzled, like with rhinestones, like Domino's pizza boxes and all kinds of stuff. I feel like when I take them off, it's even harder to read than it was before I put them on for a reading thing. But do any of you ever get like a little bit of blurry vision from Benadryl? Finnergan makes if I take that for nausea, I haven't had it in a while, but it makes my vision super blurry. And it seems like Benadryl does too. Does anybody else have that? It's weird.
But she does that.
Moxie's cooking mushrooms and beef fillet as well. And broccoli sprouts. Oh my gosh.
See if they can see that. So it almost looks like protein powder, but you can see it kind of.
Thank you, Karen. Karen, it's
Anyway, that we put that in with the dirt. It's like real fine sand. And yeah. And it was kind of by accident because we had have you seen the pictures of the chicken coop? How we have like the half drum, like the it's like the big bucket kind of thing, and where Mandi put all the plants, and then the deer came and ate all the flowers. When we dumped that out, we dumped it out next to the chicken coop, and as it dried out, they used that to dust bath.
They liked it. Next year we'll have a hole in the bottom of it so it grows better. See, told you they're ready.
Who's ready?
All of them. He's ready to go to his room. He's ready to.
They're
all ready.
They're ready.
They know. They only give us like this.
They give us like at about the 60-minute mark, about the hour mark of our stream. They kind of tell us.
A couple of people have asked, and again, not dry begging, but I did finally fix the wish list link because I know that was annoying to have it. We had it in there, and then you couldn't even click it. I finally fixed it. like I was saying earlier, bless her heart, Karen helped me all morning trying to get everything straight, and it appears that it did.
I don't even know how to do that stuff.
He doesn't have any idea. You're not even signed in. My phone is signed into our Amazon, but mine's not. So he doesn't even. The link comes unusable. And I even looked up like little videos where it said as long as you have the HTTP and all of that, it'll be clickable. But then I don't know. I'm finally getting. Has she really? Well, you got me hooked on the 13th. Everybody watches that 13th district courtroom. Did y'all see it?
It's pretty good.
I watched some of it today, but I didn't see a whole lot of it.
Suzanne, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
It's crazy. There's always at least a couple of characters. One guy, Sean, they pulled him out of a cell and put him up yesterday. Did y'all see that? And she was on camera, and they had made a mistake. Like, she'd already had her first appearance.
She was acting.
She's like, no, but she wasn't supposed to be in front of the judge again right then.
Oh
so because that's what I was thinking, and whatever. So they make a lot of mistakes.
And they've got to be super.
A lot of mistakes.
They're super polite. I've noticed that.
They deliver.
They're not really people. They're not super polite when it's a closed courtroom.
One guy's like, something that he was sent. They sent it to completely the wrong address, and he was trying to talk to them about it. And they said, "Well, if you didn't the judge goes, if you didn't update your address, then how are we going to know?" He goes, "No, it was never the right address." And the judge was like, "You lived at da-da-da-da," and he was like, "No, I lived at 516 da-da-da." And the court clerk goes, "It does appear that it was," and it's been going on for a year. And they finally had a bench warrant, and he got pulled over, and they
arrested him, and it wasn't even the right.
And so it's all done, and they're like straightening it out. And he kind of took it pretty well. He was like, "Yeah, no worries."
Probably a relief.
But he had bonded out.
Wow.
So then it becomes like
a bond violation.
Well,
the bond gets revoked.
Because
it's not the right
that's what
address.
they had done.
They probably went out to that other address and said
when they issued the bench warrant, they also revoked his bond, and he had no freaking idea.
Wow, dude.
They said, "Well, it's your fault for not paying the traffic ticket to begin with." He was like, "What traffic ticket?" And they were like, "It was a camera ticket that went to the wrong."
Oh my God.
It was crazy. Anyway, that's my stomach. I made pork chops tonight.
No.
They don't stick with you very long. At least not with me.
It was delicious. Well, I think it's the beans too. The beans go right through you.
But it's just, but I just, you know how when you eat a big plate of barbecue and then you're like hungry again? I mean, and I think there's a full moon because everybody's losing their mind.
Is it a full moon?
Is it a full moon?
It might be. We'll discuss the moon phase tomorrow because I think I'm going to make like a little roast beef sandwich.
And he's going to just like...
I don't use the bread. I just use two slices of cheese.
He does put it right on the counter. He puts it right on the counter and eats it off that. And you know what happens? I wipe it up. That's just how it goes. It's not that big of a deal.
That's how we roll, guys.
Well, I'm wiping up anyway. But yeah, I love to take care of him. So there's that. Anyways, you guys, have a great night.
Take care of me.
I will. Have a great night, you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Last time we did every day but Saturday, and
take care of me with your glasses on.
Oh my God! Now it gets blurrier if you're used to wearing it.
Because your eyes are now focused on those. So when you take them off,
it is?
Yeah.
Well, either way, we will see you tomorrow. Thank you guys, Karen. Thank you for all your help today.
Guys.
Thank you to the mods, and have a great night.
And go dogs and peace out and all the stuff that.
Yeah.
Shoot the shit used to make fun of me about.
And now you can bye. See you later. That's funny.